There's an unusual announcement from the Supreme Court that an opinion will be released this morning, even though the court is not in session.
Speculation is growing that it could be over whether Colorado is allowed to kick Donald Trump off of its primary ballot. The former president will appear on more than a dozen primary ballots during tomorrow's Super Tuesday contest. That does include Colorado.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Vice President Harris meets the White House today with a top Israeli war cabinet official, Benny Gantz. She's calling on Hamas to accept a ceasefire in the war that started with terrorist attacks in Israel.
Our hearts break for the victims of tragedy and for all the innocent people suffering from what is clearly a humanitarian catastrophe.
The vice president in Selma, Alabama, commemorating civil rights demonstrations in 1965. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Oh, my. Here we go. Beginning another week. Oh, the day before elections. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrels, and we'll be glad when tomorrow's done and over.
Well, no, we got to get started then for November.
Oh, I'm talking locally.
Well, we never know what's going to happen. You still may have a big battle on your hands.
That's true.
But anyway, yeah. Tomorrow is election day, and for those of you who have not voted, I'm not one of you this year. I took the plunge on Friday. I don't think I could make any. I was pretty sure nothing was going to happen over the weekend that would cause me to change my mind. But if it does, I'm going to go back and pull my ballot.
Oh, there
Can
you
I
go.
do that?
Oh, yeah.
You can try.
Well, I tried to get 2 ballots the other day, and they wouldn't give it to me. They just looked at me like I had 3 heads or something.
Yeah, I went Saturday, walked right in, walked right out. There was nobody there when I went. It was raining. I picked that time on purpose.
There were 2 or 3 people voting when I got there, plus plenty of rooms, but I had to wait to be able to get up to the desk to get all my stuff. Had my ID ready.
Well, I hung out for a while out there on the sidewalk with a couple candidates.
No, I didn't. I didn't hang out with anybody. Was anybody there? I think there was one candidate when I got there. I waved. We walked by. She waved. So that was it.
That's it.
That's it. I didn't see nobody. More chaos in Haiti, that beleaguered nation. Armed gangs in Haiti's capital released roughly 4,000 inmates from the country's largest prison after a days-long gun battle with police on Sunday. The vast majority of the 4,000 men held in the Port-au-Prince jail successfully escaped, according to reports from local media. Many of the inmates were gang members charged in connection with the 2021 assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moise. Armed gangs launched their attack against the prison earlier this weekend when Prime Minister Ariel Henry left the country on a visit to Kenya, seeking assistance to fight in the fight against domestic gangs. Gang leader Jimmy Sherizay, former police officer, called on various armed groups to overthrow Henry's regime. Gangs attacked both the National Penitentiary and the country's main container port. Oh. Remember when we had that big blockade of the port down there?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I flew over that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I shot a couple of pictures from up at 35,000 feet. That we had warships all over the place, but we flew right over that location. Interesting sight. And speaking of gangs, Border Patrol agents in California shot and killed a bandit who was robbing other migrants as they cross into the U.S. from Mexico. Multiple U.S. Customs and Border Protection sources confirmed that a criminal migrant who crossed the border in the San Diego sector was shot and killed by a member of the Border Patrol's elite Border Patrol tactical unit early Sunday morning. It happened in a remote area where the bandits had been seen crossing into the U.S., robbing migrants and returning to Mexico. So they can slip across with guns, rob coming across, and then get back into Mexico unscathed until yesterday. Oh, my. And our czar, what's she going to be doing, the border czar?
Don't you start with that.
She's going to be talking to somebody today about something else unrelated to anything. She's campaigning is what she's doing
That's exactly what she's
because
doing.
she wants to be
Been
president.
quiet for
And if
a
she's
year or two.
and if she's not if Biden is not sent back in, then she stands no chance of ever becoming the president because she can't do it on her own.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that.
we're aware of that.
Yeah.
So something would have to happen. Biden step down or, declared physically unfit or whatever for her to ever become president.
Well, his physician declared him fit, so somebody else would have to. Don't give me that look, Rayford. I understand what you're saying.
Who's a Dr. Quack?
I don't even know what the doctor's name is. Yeah.
His personal physician, not Walter Reed, probably.
Walter Reed guy is who did. He went
He
on.
did it?
Yeah. It was, trust me, my mom and her Fox News watching.
Mhm.
Yes. It was on. I saw it over the weekend. He went for some physical last week, and they produced some kind of letter statement. I don't know what it was.
That was not a cognitive test. That was a
I
physical.
Hear you. I agree. They claimed they gave him as one as part of that because some of the moderators were claiming
Show
that
me.
normally in these I'm tracking with you 100%. Said
it.
he was fit mentally to run. I know. Yeah.
He needs to let our doctor examine him. Give a cognitive test.
Well, a lot of cognitive tests are not done by physicians; they're done by
Right.
psychologists or psychiatrists
Mhm.
for that.
Well, the cognitive test part will be, does can he even function?
Because a lot of what they do is draw a clock, put this, repeat back what I say, etc.
Mhm.
Because I've done one; it took like 5 hours.
Hmm.
So it's like intense.
Just put a monitor up in front of him and put a speech on there, and we'll see how it goes.
No, you can't do it that way. It's cheating. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the way they did it.
Could be.
As long as he doesn't go off course, go out on his own, all alone.
Are you talking politics? Let's talk about the state.
Okay.
Our governor's race is gearing up to be the most pivotal and expensive governor's race in the United States.
I'm sure.
Really?
Come this fall, yeah. Leading in the polls and fundraising, two statewide elected officials, Democratic Attorney Josh Stein and Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, are expected to advance, which we had already discussed that. That's our opinions. The states are high for North Carolina with Republicans in solid control of the state legislature. They have an opportunity to trifecta come this November. But the Republicans are prepared to tie Josh Stein to President Joe Biden, whose approval ratings have really dropped
Again, yes.
again. And the Democrats are preparing to brand Robinson as a divisive, chaotic, and hateful person. So this is going to be an interesting fight. Of course, it's going to start the day after the primary.
Mhm.
Because they're saying that Robinson has slammed public school teachers as wicked people and has cast doubt on whether the Holocaust actually occurred, calling its existence hogwash in 2017 on his Facebook. And in 2022, he said he owned assault rifles so that he'd be prepared if the government got too big for its britches. Well, there's yeah. I have to say about Mark Robinson, though, what I do like about him is he made a statement. He doesn't try to go back a year or two later and try to correct it politically. It's like, I said what I said. Do I agree with a lot of his statements? No. But this is going to be an interesting race.
How could anyone say that the Holocaust did not exist?
Right.
Have you ever met a survivor from the Holocaust?
I actually have.
I
Yes.
have too.
Yes.
With their tattoo,
Mhm,
their numbers.
Same. Yeah.
I don't, how does anybody deny that? You've seen the pictures. What do you think those pictures are? They
Mhm.
didn't have Photoshop when they took those pictures.
Well, I would tell you, Trump had a rally in Greensboro, North Carolina. Sam Page was there.
Was he?
Sheriff Page was there. That's Kelly Sheriff. And there was, Michael Watley and several others from North Carolina. but Trump endorsed Mark Robinson at his rally Saturday. And then he also called him Martin Luther King on steroids.
Mm.
That's what
I
he
saw
called.
that.
Yeah, and I was like, wow.
I don't know if I agree with that
I don't either.
assessment.
Yeah, it was an interesting rally. There was one man that dropped, had a heart attack, and EMS workers had to work on him for a while.
At
And
the
they
rally?
stopped everything at the
Oh,
rally,
wow.
yes. And then they were able to take him out. He was fine, but it was packed.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
You know, Greensboro's big anyway.
Yeah.
There's people coming all the way from the right side of the state for that one.
I bet they had it at the Coliseum.
All right, so this race between Josh Stein and Mark Robinson is going to get ugly.
I agree. I think it'll get very
it's
ugly.
going to get very
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know yet that it's going to be between Josh and
Well, I would say that all the polls are leaning towards Mark Robinson. I will say Dale Folwell has climbed in the polls.
Mhm.
So you're correct. It could be a big surprise to everybody.
Mhm.
But the general contention is it's going to be Mark Robinson.
That guy Dale Folwell had the coolest slogan, and it was Dale, yeah. I mean,
Dale,
you just
yeah.
had to like that. Like, how could
Not
you
the
not? I don't know
H,
anything
yeah,
about- yeah.
but the Dale, yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about that guy, but that slogan is just amazing
yeah,
to
I've
me.
met him.
Cool.
I know him.
Whoever came up with that,
He's really a
genius.
nice guy.
Is
He
he?
really is. He's very well versed in
Mhm.
government.
it was good interview we did. with
Yeah,
him.
he was.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That
very
was-
good interview. Very good interview.
How many interviews we done with Mr. Robinson?
He's called a couple times, but I've not been able. And
When?
that was back 3 months ago or so. We were able to get him to call in, but
Mhm.
I've not been able to get him to call in since then.
Well, if he's the nominee, he would be silly not to be
Oh,
making that circuit.
um,
And
My
just stay
understanding
in the
is-
country too while you're here.
yeah, my understanding is he's staying really busy and he's not doing many interviews. So
Mhm.
we'll see. I
Well,
have
why
his-
would you not?
I guess everybody in the state too. I guess I don't know. But we'll see what happens after the primary.
Well, former UN ambassador and the former governor of South Carolina 2 terms, Nikki Haley, she moved into first victory
Yes,
of
she
the
did.
2024 primary campaign. She beat former President Trump in Washington, D.C.
I still laugh about that. How many registered Republicans do they actually have? there?
Trump did very well in Washington, D.C.
Oh, did he?
in the general election in 2016.
Okay. Once again, how many voters are there? There just cannot be that many.
Haley won the contest with nearly 63% of the vote. That's a decisive victory.
Well, according to this, 530. No, that's not. Let me see. Voter eligible population is 536,768.
Hmm.
18 to 29 years of age. Let me see. No, 44 years of age is their biggest population.
Anyway, she's got 19 delegates now. Trump has a total of 244.
Yeah.
She has a total of 43.
Yeah.
She walked away with 19 out of D.C. So she got almost half of what she's got. Delegates committed all came from D.C.
Yeah, DC's preparing.
Did you see the stuff about Joe Manchin over the weekend?
No, I did not.
No.
Well, much to the relief of both the Democrat and Republican national parties, he has said he's not going to run as a third-party candidate for president.
I did see that.
And he
earlier.
says he is not going to endorse anyone. In his words, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Mhm.
Okay.
What does that mean?
He's waiting to see.
Somebody ask him.
I think he's waiting to see who the candidate is.
Yeah, well,
I would assume on both sides.
I don't know.
That's what I took from that. I don't know if I'm right, if that's what that
You
means.
got
I'm
drugs
just,
in your purse over there? My drug dog was sniffing it.
he was,
Oh.
no,
She got weed in there.
no. Yeah.
Earlier, a couple of weeks ago, he threw out 2 different names for his VP choice if he ran.
Who did he pick?
One of them was Mitt Romney.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't vote for him for that
And
reason
the other one was a
alone.
congressman, I think, from Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think he can do better than that.
You could. What? I'm so
Well,
glad. Oh, no.
People,
Then last Friday, this is where it got interesting. Last Friday at an event at the Harvard Kennedy School in Massachusetts, he was harassed by protesters from an environmental group.
I saw that.
One of the punks called him profane names and claimed the senator had gotten rich off the fossil fuel industry. Manchin had supported a pipeline project. The protester started walking towards Manchin, who jumped up from his seat and started moving in his direction. But a third guy, I don't know who his name is unidentified, pushed the protester backwards and onto the floor, knocked him down.
Wow.
Campus police ordered the group to get off the campus. It's the second time this year that the West Virginia senator had been confronted by activists.
Yeah.
They say he's one of that punk idiot said, "You drive a Maserati, you got rich off the fossil fuel stuff, off that pipeline that you pushed through." Whatever. Okie dokie. We got a whole lot more political and a bunch of other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that after we do a quick weather break here. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WS.
WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party.
Okay, first turn the music off. Then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have some brains inside that face that know how to save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Feeling trapped with that old phone? Don't. Getting a new phone is easy. Come into Verizon and get one of our best phones on us with Select Trade-in on Unlimited Ultimate Plan. And get a plan that helps you save by only paying for what you need. Act now and get a brand new phone at your Verizon store today. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate Plan required. Less up to $1,000 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trading conditions apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, B.F. Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
This is Robin Knapp, current Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I'm also a United States Air Force veteran and a retired special agent with NCIS. During the past 8 years, I have never faltered from my stance not to raise taxes or the tax rate, and I voted no the last time we voted on taxes. It is imperative that we continue to strive toward more conservative spending and utilize the funds that we have more efficiently and effectively. Despite our current economic status nationally, we must do everything we can to spend funds wisely, conservatively, and uniquely as we continue to grow as a community. The needs of our citizens and their voice need to be heard because as a commissioner, I represent all of you, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race, and etc. In the last 8 years, I have shown strong and candid leadership, direction, and fortitude in voicing my opinions and voting without outside influence from others or groups, only voting my conscience and what I feel is best for the citizens and not for me. Please vote for me once again as one of your county commissioners. This message was paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
North Carolina is built on hard work, perseverance, and the spirit of innovation. I'm here to keep our state on the right track. Hi, I'm John Hardster. I'm running to be your decades of experience in business and in public service. I have a proven track record of bringing jobs, quality education, and workforce development to North Carolina. As your labor commissioner, I will champion the issues that matter most to you and your family. I'm John Hardister, and I'm asking for your vote in the primary election on March 5th. This ad is paid for by John Hardister for NC.
Why vote for Republican candidate Suzanne Long on March 5th? Mrs. Long is a conservative Christian with 30 years of experience in Onslow County Schools, serving as a teacher, principal, director of curriculum and instruction, and executive director of exceptional children's programming. She has the perspective of being a military child, military spouse, and mom of a Jacksonville high school graduate. March 5th, choose a voice for quality public education for children, quality vetted resources and support for staff, and quality commitment to the community. Choose Suzanne Long. Paid for by the committee to elect Suzanne Long for Onslow County Board of Education.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back. We're back. And if I get the right one punched up here, we'll be back. Spring's right around the corner. You know that, right? It's getting very close, only a couple of weeks away. There will be more daylight at the end of the day, beginning in less than a week. Next Sunday, warmer weather, longer days, a great time to get a boat if you don't have one. Whether it's for cruising along our waterways, fishing the shallow waters of the White Oak or New Rivers, or running offshore ways to pick up some fish for dinner, Tideline Marine has a boat to fill your needs. To entertain family and friends, the plush Aloha pontoons, heavy-duty top-end Lund fishing boats, and a few really nice offshore and nearshore Aqua Sports Center console boats, all available at Tideline Marine at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisories in effect through late tonight. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 with gusts to 25 late this morning and into the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet, 3 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tuesday, tomorrow, northerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop. And on Wednesday, southerly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30. Seas 5 to 7 feet. That go get bigger, 6 to 9 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers will be rough.
All right. First of all, it's very foggy outside this morning, so please be mindful that kids may be going to bus stops. Be careful. There's a chance of showers before 10 a.m., then showers and thunderstorms between 10 and noon, then showers likely afternoon. Patchy fog will actually last until 11 a.m. Otherwise, in between all that, mostly cloudy, a high of 65, northwest winds 6 to 10 miles an hour with 17-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 49. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9 a.m. Otherwise, mostly sunny, a high of 71. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. And on Wednesday, it's going to rain again with a high of 68 and about 2 inches of rain expected.
Yeah, it's 56 degrees at the air station right now. Can guess who's joined us?
Yeah.
I see.
The guy today, along with his wife.
I agree. I thought it was hilarious too.
We heard about that
Leibach got arrested over him.
because of him.
Yep.
You almost had to
His fault.
come
I
bail
should
her out
have
of
called
jail.
first. I
Trying to
should have
steal
called
his
first.
sign.
Paul
But it was
Buchanan,
just like-
County Commissioner.
That was funny.
It was funny.
No, it wasn't.
got stopped
I
by
will
the law.
That Deputy Bryson, she did a marvelous job, and I appreciate what she did.
She's an outstanding deputy.
Yes, a very nice deputy. We had a short conversation, and I was like behind her all the way.
Well, I'm glad that they are actually, checking who are taking signs.
Yes, exactly.
Considering all the sign stealing.
Were your hands behind your back at any time? Cuffed?
They shot him up in the
I
air.
think I said something
Hands
before
up.
someone who was laughing at me hung up was I was in handcuffs. But I got no response.
It's interesting that our signs did disappear in several places. I mean,
Yes,
full,
yes.
full road lines,
Really?
I was in Bear Creek yesterday and everything in Bear Creek was gone.
Wow.
But it had to be the same Saturday that everything was gone on 24. But
Yeah.
I think when you guys announced that, taking these things at class 3 misdemeanor, I think that kind of maybe stopped people from messing with them. It's real childish. I
I
mean,
had
let us
gone-
run, let us do what we need to do for
Right.
the election, you know.
I had gone to begin with because, I'm helping a lot of candidates statewide. And I went to the Board of Elections yesterday. They're not a voting poll for tomorrow. So
That's
I
right.
said, let me pick up with it. And I saw some of his and I knew he was coming in this morning. So I went ahead and grabbed him figuring he forgot. And I should have called first, but I thought I'll call him in a few minutes. And next thing I know, blue lights on me. You weren't concerned about anybody's but a certain person's. And I was like, well, I think kudos to the deputy.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's funny.
Y'all thought it was funny.
I was out doing the signs.
Yes.
But I wasn't there. I had already been there when you went there.
Yes.
So I'm just
Well,
sad.
see,
I
that
missed
was my co-pilot,
Yeah.
which my wife, I have to thank her a lot. I mean, our wives work with
Yes.
us so close, and she had the list on her side and was checking things off at the
Yes.
precincts. And she said, "I forgot we don't have to keep signs there."
Yeah. I just thought I'd grab him since you were coming in today. And
So you can repurpose
but
it.
next time I learned a lesson. I will call first.
It's awesome.
Paul, how are things going? How's it looking?
There's a lot of people to thank, but I think it's looking all right. You don't know. It's like I told several people the other day. It's in the hands of the people. I've been very fortunate. I want to thank the people of Onslow County for what they've done for me over these years. I mean, it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve as long as I have served, and we'll see where it goes tomorrow night. And one way or the other, if I do, I want to thank them still, but I want to thank them ahead of time. I mean, because they've supported me all these years.
Turnout, so far, the early voting's 8% of our registered voters.
I thought it was
think
6%.
I think
6.5%.
6.5%.
Yeah.
That's not out of line with early voting for primary.
No. But I think the thing that's kind of got us all a little bit concerned is the fact that they won't start counting the early voters until 7:30.
Yes.
And they used to do that before that, and we'd see that like 7:30, 7:45, 8
Yeah.
o'clock, which
Get
kind of
the
give you an idea
refresh.
where things were going, you
Mhm.
know, with the election.
Can't figure out why they have changed it, but I know they did change it. Of course, a lot of, I guess, in a lot of cases that it could be because could be some people still standing in line at 7:30, believe it or
Well,
not. If there's a line is very long.
the votes they usually roll in at 7:35 on up, or the early voting, not the day of election. But this is statewide. It's not just
I know
Onslow
it- I know
County.
it's-
So State
What-
Board of
they-
Elections.
They
is gonna-
released the absentee ballots too.
Right. So we're just going to be kept in suspense a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'll be hitting refresh every minute.
And I think the absentee ballots this year had to be in by a certain date, different
Mm-hmm.
from last time, which
I think that's
some
correct.
people may
Yes.
not
And
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
they have to be in by 5
5
o'clock
o'clock.
tomorrow.
That's right.
You know, one of the things that one of your candidates had told you about partnerships and stakeholders and everything else, we're doing that already. That's been done quite a bit. And I had to share that with you all because, you know, the jumbo, and that's one of those acronyms, and I brought it with me because that's the Jacksonville Urban Metropolitan Planning Organization. And it used to be just the tag. And what happened was that the city, I should say, Anthony Prince is just a outstanding individual that operates all these organizations. But there was only 4 people that sat on that board, and there are only 4 that are voting, and that's 2 commissioners and 2 city council people. But now with the jumbo, we brought in all the other stakeholders, Swansboro, Holly Ridge, Richlands.
Okay.
So they're part of that jumbo organization now that deals with a lot of roads. It deals with highways, streets, bridges, public transit, bicycle, and pedestrian.
Is
So-
DMV on that? Anybody sitting on that?
Do what?
Is anybody from DMV on that?
No.
Okay.
Department
state?
DOT is. There's DOT on that board.
That's
yes.
what I meant,
Yeah,
DOT.
you got it right. There's several of those on
Okay,
the
good.
district and engineers. There's quite a few people that sit on that board.
Excellent.
But there's 4 voting members, and the others give us a lot of input. But that's some more of that partnership. And the other thing that's interesting is I shared this yesterday with a with a city commissioner, that the ABC board, and you guys have brought this up several times in the past, this is the monies that we get.
Yep.
And town of Swansboro gets $54,531.
Wow.
Holly Ridge gets $36,842. Richlands get $52,000. City of Jacksonville gets $95,000, and Onslow County government gets $988,000. which 500,000, where does it go? Dix.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that 500,000 that we need there. But then there's another partnership with Carteret County, Craven County, Onslow Memorial Hospital, City of Jacksonville. There's so many partnerships and there's so many, stakeholders throughout the county, everything that we do. The ABC board, we put those people on the board. Board of Trustees at the college, we have 4 seats that we have to put on. The state puts 4 legislators, and then you have the Board of Education puts 4. So there's a lot of stakeholders, and we have a lot of citizens throughout, like, because Kelly and I both sat on JCPC, and that's a heck of a group there because that's run by the state, basically, is where that money comes from.
JCPC.
She's going to have to help me. It's a
It's
juvenile.
a Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Got it.
Thank you, Kel.
Mm-hmm.
None of those acronyms again.
Yes.
But there's a lot of partnerships that we have and a lot of stakeholders that we're dealing with all the time. And there's a lot of stuff that the commissioners do. Like recently, I've been dealing with people dumping trash. Now, you're saying to yourself,
please.
Paul, how do you deal with that? I says, well, Riggs Road is a good example. And I've had so many of our people, our citizens, calling me up, Mr. Buchanan, you have to do something. Went out there the other day, and you should have seen the volunteers that were out there cleaning the road.
Really?
I stopped and talked to them, and I said, we're trying to get something done here. We're trying to get our code enforcement to do something. And the thing about it is, I'll tell you about code enforcement, Larry Johnson. God bless him. I mean, he's deceased. He's a good friend of mine. He's a friend of a lot of us in law enforcement. He used to be a captain at the department. Yep. But he would go in and find where something was a dump site, and he'd find out who it was.
Yeah. People are stupid when they dump
Go
stuff.
through every piece
Well,
of
they
trash.
dumped an RV.
Yeah.
About
Oh, they did?
a 25-foot RV alongside the road.
Well, that's
so I
easy
had to
do.
I called the sheriff and I said, Sheriff, I need some help. So they tagged it because you have to tag it. And then 3 days later, but somebody doesn't get it, they move it.
Right.
But that's in that dump site on Riggs Road.
But you can run the
Couches and mattresses.
You can run the VIN on that.
Yes, so they're going to run the VIN on that one.
Yeah.
Stuff that we deal with that people don't know about. I mean, every little thing, the large. The other thing too is we don't get involved in personnel. We're not. The
not your
manager
place.
does that, staff does that, and turnover. You talk about turnover, and I know all of us here know exactly where I'm going to go on this. You've got deputy sheriffs, detention officers, DSS workers, our paramedics. Stressful, very stressful. It turns over there, and then you have the military, where their wives are either military, the husbands are military, and they get transferred. So the turnover for 1,300 employees is not that great in our area. But other areas they have turnover, but it's done because of some of the politicians that are pushing people around.
Right. I really hope that I don't find a verifiable source that will talk to me about that. I do hope I do, but I really prefer not.
They're out there.
Because I do know some interference.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. We're not supposed to be involved in that. And it's just like, our HR department does the best, and and you've heard me many, many times on our meetings that our employees are the best in the country. They do a lot. They are what protects the 7 commissioners. And that's one of the things that you have to work with. You have to work with the staff, but we work with the manager. The manager is in charge of all that. It's like, I was in Verona yesterday and I talked to Wayne Thomas, who's a firefighter, fire chief in Verona. And he knows that I'm so passionate about the volunteer firefighters. I sit on the fire commission as a voting member, and we have worked hard to help the volunteers out. And there's a lot more we're going to do. Sharon, Griffin, who was our county manager who left, she was the one that put all that money together, put 3 pennies for the volunteer firefighters and for the municipalities. But those 3 pennies is a lot of money. It's going to help these guys out. They got aging engines that have got to go. They've got to buy new ones. And I'll tell you what, when I talked to Wayne yesterday, he was very supportive of what the commissioners are doing.
Can I have one of the used fire trucks?
You might have to ask those guys.
What do you do?
I don't know what I'd do with it.
Don't ask.
It'd just be fun. I've asked you this before. Future of Onslow County, are we? I know we got a great fund balance, so we're prepared for an emergency should one arise, when one arises. But are we in other projects, infrastructure and whatever? County has some to do with it, but you don't have anything to do with the highways.
No, and you've heard candidates talk about infrastructure. Well, they don't want to tell you exactly what they're talking about.
That's what.
Ports.
How many ports?
And
we got?
rails? None. We got one in Morehead City and one in Southport, and then we have one in Wilmington. But, rail, right now we're working hard. I think and Royce Bennett could tell you, he's been right in the middle of it. But I would say 10 to 12 years we've been working on rail up there toward the Hubert area, which it's all done. But now it's a matter of, and I think the individual that wants to help with that project is going to buy the land. They have to put a spur in. Put the spur in so that the Marine Corps base trains can go through, and then they can have the offside for these other cars. That's been in the works. I might be wrong, almost over 12 years.
Well, I think they got the bridge over the White Oak River there.
That's fixed.
Has been taken care of.
All the rail is done. Good. It's just a matter now of where do we go from here. But then just like, and I'm giving kudos to some of the other commissioners are talking about land in Hubert area. We need to look at that land for some economic development. Is what we need to be doing. But the county's in good shape. I mean, right now, I know we had to take money from the senior services and move it over to the EOC, which that's ARCA money. That was that rescue money that we had. But now we're going to have to go ahead and fund some money for the senior services. And that's going to have to be some sort of a loan type thing that we'll have to do. But right now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have to have a new school going toward Maysville.
Really?
They
Yes.
just built one.
Well, they're building one at Tabernacle, but now we
Right.
have to have a middle school.
Woodland.
There's over 325 students coming to our county every year. That's half a school.
Wow.
So we're talking about that. We think they're going to come and talk to us about a new school. It's in the 5-year plan, but we might have to do it sooner.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Grant money available?
We have grant writers, and they're working on that all the time. They find a lot of grants for us, quite a bit. I think we just signed off on 2 meetings ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know the sheriff gets a lot of grants for stuff too.
Yeah.
Chris Thomas works. He's got some people inside that work with our grant writer, and they're getting some things.
Good.
All right. Biggest question, and this is one thing that we hear constantly from other people. Do we have a problem with spending?
No, there's no problem with spending. Our staff and managers and staff, they do a good job with that. There's no, in the first place, you have one individual, I think, say, let's go to revenue neutral. You can't do that. If you go to revenue neutral, you tell me right now what you want to cut. You start talking about recreation and libraries. We've tried that once before, 10 years ago, I think it was. The place was full of young people, and the children are our future. And we have to do more for them. And one of my campaign things is, we need a sports complex, and we need a 1/4-cent sales tax.
I think you were part of that back, 20 years ago when the city was
first start,
talking about
yeah.
building that? You were a big part of that then.
Yeah, we worked with Steve Goodson and several other people that were really moving around pushers at that time.
Do you want just a sports complex or a
Multi-fields. I think what you have to do, and this is me talking, I think you have to do multi-fields first, and then see if the people want us to build. The building's expensive.
Yes.
But if you build the fields, it's not as expensive as the building would be. Soccer fields, baseball fields. We don't have the baseball fields that we should have and softball fields that we should have. I think for our county, we use a lot of the school board stuff, schools at their fields, but we need our own.
I agree with that.
Build it, they will come.
That's the philosophy that I believe in.
All right. When we come back, let's go back up to the area out there. Burton Park.
Yes, we can talk
We'll
about
talk
that.
about this as soon as we
Yes.
do a break. You're live in local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME. In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Chino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
I am Paul Buchanan, running for re-election as an Onslow County Commissioner. No false promises, just a firm commitment to serve the citizens of this county to the best of my ability. As a county, we face many challenges ahead. Navigating through those challenges requires seasoned, dedicated leadership. Your voice is an important part of the government of this county. I will continue to make sure your voice is heard. I will continue to do my very best to serve all the citizens of Onslow County. My goal is to provide the maximum support, vital services in this county possible. With the realities of the resources available, let us work together to make our county the best it can be. Every election is determined by the people who show up. I ask for your continued support and your vote on Tuesday, March 5th, paid for by the candidate.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Paul Buchanan, candidate for re-election to the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. In the studio with us, we've talked about infrastructure. We've talked about economic growth for the county. We have a piece of property that the county invested in many years ago. I don't even, were you on the board then?
No, it was purchased before I got onto the board.
And got it at a pretty good price,
Yes,
as
we
I
did.
recall. And you've got some potential likely development there, because I know this gentleman that bought that thing.
There's more to that. I can't say right now, but there's something looking up very good there at that particular. There's something in the works, more than what we already have. I mean, the same person. There's something more going on, and
Can I get it out of you if I pull my pepper spray?
No. What you can do is, I'll tell you in a sidebar later on who to contact.
I know a
And-
deputy. I'll call in on you.
One of the things I wanted to say too while I was here was that the chamber, Jacksonville Chamber, Onslow County Chamber, with Larry Legan and Elliot Potter and them, they do the best of any forums that I've ever seen. And I've been on every one of those, and they're so professional. And I thanked her for it the other day at the Trades Day. At
Well,
the
they got a
college.
little bit of experience there.
Yeah. A lot of experience, and
Lot
they've
of
done such
knowledge.
a good job. And, and Elliot he's just a super person and handles that stuff very well and knows how to do it correctly. And I mean, it's just
Yes.
perfect the way it was done. And I thanked her on Friday when she was at the trades thing. We were over there for the kids doing all their competition and construction and whatnot.
That was a good forum.
So it's looking up even better than we heard before.
Yes.
Burton.
Yes.
Well, I'll be anxious to hear about that. So that'll be good.
Well, that brings up another question. I'm sorry. There was talk before the bathrooms that you were going to put in over at Hines Farm. Things were not inspected, properly. Like there's something to do with underground water system. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that was none of that was founded to be true. And we are putting bathrooms out there.
It's something like there was some kind of underground water.
There's water underground everywhere
Yeah,
around
I know.
here.
I'm trying
The
to
water
get it
table is
out.
about 2 feet here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know that. But it was said that it was not inspected by the proper people and posed a problem. Everything's good at Hines Farm,
Yes,
right?
everything's good.
And the bathrooms are going to be built and they're
Yes,
going to be put
correct.
in.
Right.
which is going to then afford the county opportunity to bring in some stuff because
There's going to be some more stuff going on there. The manager's working on that with all of the commissioners with the
I think it'd be a perfect location for these Boy Scout jamborees,
well,
Girl Scout
and we
jamborees,
have to
whatever.
we have to have the bathrooms
That's
put
right.
in place so we can have the Boy Scouts there, and then we have I went blank the Charles, help me. Charles has the record service, and there's the
Oh, Charles K.
Charles K.
Oh, yeah.
Charles.
He's been talking to me and Tim, all the commissioners, and Charles K. wants that out there, but we have to get the bathrooms in place, I believe, so before the Boy Scouts would be able to do that.
Well, if he does it, he will get them there.
It'll be great because they wanted to do it up north on that other project that we had up there where the recreation center is, a little recreation area we have there. But that's, we get that through the state, North Carolina State, and they wouldn't allow fire pits out there or anything,
Right.
and we'll be able to do that at Hines Farm.
Yeah, you own that.
nice.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a big thing to help out with Charles K. I went blank on that.
Yeah, I do too
I
sometimes.
did too.
And even I've dived with Charles.
Well, he's into a lot of stuff, and he calls us a lot about different things.
He's a good guy.
Well, I want to say yesterday I was out picking up signs and drove by the one on 17 that
Park.
they are refurbishing.
Yes, all that stuff was damaged through the hurricane and everything else. It's all brand new.
Is that Deppy?
And we approved DEPI.
Yeah,
DEPI
DEPI, yeah.
Recreation.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec there.
And for the naysayers, I have to say yesterday was amazing weather. It was nice.
Yeah.
But at other locations, because I was traversing the county where there are county like parks, people were out with their families.
Oh, they were busy.
And I was like, I don't understand how people could complain
Well,
about
they
upgrading.
It's pouring rain or it's
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah.
People don't go out there.
I had a call from a lady out of Swansboro to go up to the DEPI one and take a look at it, and it was in bad shape. And then our people were already working on it, so they tore it all out, and it's all brand new.
Yeah.
And it was in bad shape from the hurricanes and storm and whatnot that took place there back
Now,
in Florence.
weren't you able to use, correct me if I'm wrong, some of the tourism money for those repairs?
I am not sure about
Didn't
that.
it
I think
fall
we
under
might.
the grandfather clause or something?
It could
I think
have.
I
That's
remember
something
Sharon
I'd have
saying
to
that.
check on that one. I'm pretty sure that might be general funds.
Yes.
But now the equipment went to Maysville, the old equipment. They wanted to know if they could refurbish it.
Oh.
At Maysville community, and we work very close with the
Why
Maysville
not?
community.
Yeah,
Better better than sending it to the dump.
That's
I agree.
They wanted it, and we worked that out, and they were our people were going to actually haul it there. I understood. So I know it's gone.
Speaking
the new
of-
stuff is laying on the ground.
Yeah. Speaking of the dump, the landfill,
Yes.
it's going to get bigger.
Yes.
We got that much trash?
Yes.
We do. I've utilized that with
Kelly does the way
stuff.
she orders online.
Yeah.
Well, the
But I've
boxes-
gone to that dump.
That's
That,
a recycle for her, though.
yeah, I'm telling you.
I
But
hope.
that, even after the hurricane, when my daughter, the house got destroyed, as most people know, we utilized that dump is way bigger than I ever thought it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
I don't know what I thought was the main dump. And I used the one on Ramsey Road a lot, throw my Amazon boxes away because it's closer to my house. But
That's just recycle though.
yeah, I go to the recyclable bin.
Okay.
They know me well there. I'm always if I only have 2 boxes, I think they're concerned. But that main dump, that complex is amazing. And I think a lot of people don't realize how big it is big. I
It's
can't
huge.
believe it's
It is
expanded.
huge.
And I forget what phase we're in now, but we have to prepare for out 10 years or so. And I think we're about 10 years out. We'll be in good shape because you don't want to do a transport, what we call transfer station.
Oh, no.
That's expensive. And a lot of that goes to Sampson County, I think, is what I understood. Transfer, because Carteret County has transfer,
Mhm.
and it's
Wow.
expensive to do.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, they I think Pender County, a lot of that was going to New Hanover County.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because of
Some of the
the
smaller
incinerator.
counties, they have transfer stations.
Yeah, New Hanover built an incinerator 30 years ago or so, and they burn a whole lot of stuff. But there's an advantage that something they can do. They sell the steam from that process to the industry that's up and down the road, and all of it's real close to the landfill. So
Yeah, there's two
you don't
others.
have that here.
There's 2 other partnerships that I guess I forgot to say. The Sports Commission, we support them with $80,000 of tourism money, and then the same thing with the chamber. The chamber gets over $200,000, probably closer to $300,000.
Wow.
So there's another partnerships that we have with those people too.
We'll take a break. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, Richlands Piggly Wiggly shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. Fresh fire leg quarters, 59 cents a pound, sold in 10-pound bags. Whole fresh picnic, just 99 cents a pound. Boneless fire breast, just $1.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $2.59 a pound. Over in produce, you get 2 3-pound bags of small Yukon, gold, or red potatoes for just $5. Fresh blueberries are only $3.99 a pint. Also enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. The country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily. Your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down the street. Highway 24 Richlands, where good things cost less. Remember, say big with the pig.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Hi, my name is Michelle Halley, and I'm running for a seat on the Onslow County Board of Education. I have lived in Onslow County for over 40 years and have a vested interest in the community and the school system. I want to serve on the Board of Education because I am a firm supporter and believer of public education and wish to work collaboratively with others to support the students, employees of the system, and the community. I believe in developing effective partnerships with all stakeholders to ensure continued success. Together, we can provide the opportunity for an excellent education for all our students. A quality school system is vital to the success of Onslow County. Please use your voice and vote in the upcoming Onslow primary. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Paid for by the committee to elect Michelle Halley, Board of Education.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, and here got still about 5 minutes to go. And you've got a question for him about the airport.
Yes. How's the airport doing? I know we're getting ready to extend the runway.
Yeah, well, the airport's doing well. It's like the landfill. It's on an enterprise fund, so there's no taxes go to either one of them. But we have a lot of federal and state money goes to the airport. The tower being put there is going to help us out a whole lot because then we could get some of the cargo aircraft coming in here, which I believe our director at the airport's working on that, trying to make sure we get some, like you talk about, UPS aircraft can come in, FedEx aircraft.
Mhm.
That's why the tower is there. And we're going to make the runway longer, and that's all in the engineering phases and everything else. That's almost ready to go.
That's excellent. Our airport has grown so much over the years.
I mean,
Oh, it's beautiful.
All four of us standing there. I can remember when we used to get umbrellas to get us into the
Yes.
terminal.
I was there when the first flight came in, the Piedmont flight.
I was scared to fly there because it was so small, but I finally dug my heels in, and it's a great airport.
Well, they brought the prices down too, to
Yes.
where we're trying to compete with Raleigh.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a long drive to Raleigh.
I don't want to drive to Raleigh. I don't like to go to Raleigh for any reason, especially have to just go up there and to get on board an airplane. Why?
Now, I remember the former chairman, Jack Bright, making the statement that Heinz Farm is actually the only park that is making the county money.
Correct.
Correct.
To the
So-
horses that are stable there with the
Right.
contract we have with that lady.
And the cabins.
And the cabins,
Being
and then the
rented.
rental of the other building, the event building.
Right.
There's a lot
Very
more
good.
that we want to do there. Our manager's working on that, and the commission, the retreat we worked on, that was brought up in the retreat, and we're working on that. And I would like to see some more sports stuff out there.
Yeah.
Why not? There's
The
room.
land's there, plenty of room.
Well, we girls, there's a group of us, we're still talking about going out one night and
I heard you
renting some
talking about that.
cabins.
Yeah, we're going
We haven't
to.
done it
We
yet.
have a
but
group. It's been
we're
too
going
cold.
to do
I
it.
think you just ought to get a couple of shelter halves from
No.
the surplus store.
Mm-mm.
Tents, small tents.
Not
Well, you know,
doing the
you know who
tents
put that
anymore.
whole construction together out there? Randy Willis.
Yes.
Randy Willis.
I
built that,
remember
'cause-
when they
and, you know,
built
you talk
it.
about the Donkey Band. He's probably listening too. Tim and I, we did shows out there, and we helped put the show ring together when Randy was building it, and then Harry Brown bought it.
I remember when they built it, Willis's.
Let me, for people, because this always seems to come up. Can you tell everybody real quick why the county commissioner meetings are split into a morning and a night?
The reason we did that was because all of our staff, it's overtime and comp time and stuff like that to be at night because they have to be with us. So we do it in the morning with them, and then it helps them a whole lot. Now, some of them do come in the night one if they're presenting for us. We're trying to help out with the overtime.
Isn't that exactly what I said?
But also,
Numerous
too, there's
times
a lot
I've
of
told
senior
people that.
citizens who have said, I know they've done because they've contacted Robin, that they can't drive at night. So they appreciate that you
correct.
guys have it during the day.
You have an opportunity for
And they can
both.
watch it at night
Right.
and then drive to the day one.
Well, if I wanted to go to the commission meeting, I just don't want to miss my good TV.
Well, ever
So
since
good during the day.
Ever since you've started video and putting it on G10, I mean, that's been years and years. I found it more, I liked it better that I could just sit at home, put my feet up on the coffee table and watch.
Well, and you know, G10 is a big help to us. But the thing about it is, you got some people saying, "Well, we need to go here, go there, go to other places." That doesn't
would
work.
be
It's too
tough.
expensive. And you talk about lowering taxes,
Yes.
and that's an expense to move that equipment around. And everything works very well where it's out. The other agencies, you know, Swansboro, Holly Ridge, Richlands, Topsail Beach, they have their own meetings. I mean, you know, and they come to ours.
Right.
Grant comes to ours every meeting we have. He's there.
Yes, he does. He's front row.
He's a very front row person, and he's very supportive of what we do. And the other thing is we do a lot of stuff with the tourism money. You've heard that talked about a lot of times. And with the tourism money, the catch to that is that a lot of the smaller agents, smaller towns get a lot of tourism money from us, and some don't ask for it.
We got one quick caller, and because we got to go to Timmy. How are you?
Oh, Lord.
I just got no collard green eating Yankee. I got one question for you. The senior citizen service. Rumors are flying around this county, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but there was talk about having to tear the building down. There was talk about refurbishing the building. There's talk about moving the senior services temporarily over to the old family. Can you give us an update on exactly what we're doing to that building?
Yes, we're going to go ahead. There's some of it's going to have to be tore down, but most of it will be left behind, and we're going to add on to it. But we had to take
the
Timmy.
back end. Yeah.
We had to take the money from there that we had set aside and move it over to the EOC. So we're going to have to do a loan on that particular building to do the construction. There'll be some of it tore down and some of it added on. But right now, we moved them all over to where the ag people were at. I think you knew that.
Yeah.
We moved everybody
Yeah.
from senior service on the ag side, and the ag people are over there with us in the government center.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're
I mean,
gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it, Timmy. We're gonna make sure it's right.
Yeah, but I'll let y'all go. I just
Okay.
want to get rid of the rumor, Paul, and I appreciate what you just said, man. I really do.
Thank you,
I think
Tim.
You're doing a good job.
Okay, you take care. Paul, thank you.
No, thank you.
It's
Appreciate
been
it.
an interesting 30 minutes. You've
It's fast.
I just want them all gone.
Well, but Paul shows,
all
you know, how much wealth of knowledge he has
Oh,
about the
yes.
county.
Experience.
And you need somebody on the board that does have the experience and the knowledge.
and the history.
You can't have all complete new people that doesn't, know. It takes a long time to learn what is happening, as. So I think Paul has done a good job, and I think he has all the information. So
Also know how sneaky he is, weren't we?
Yes, when I was working as a police officer.
Okay, I'm glad you explained that. What are you doing?
He knew what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you.
guys.
Best of
Appreciate
luck
it.
to you.
Let's take a break here live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Nikki Haley wins her first Republican primary in Washington, D.C. Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer.
She took 63% of the GOP vote to former President Trump's 33%, gaining her 19 more delegates. Her campaign hopes it will spark momentum ahead of Super Tuesday, when Republicans in more than a dozen states will cast their vote for who they want as their party's nominee. More than a third of the delegates are at stake.
From the timing, it's expected that today's Supreme Court announcement is about whether former President Trump can be kicked off Colorado's primary ballot for trying to overturn the 2020 election results.
The justices heard oral arguments in the Colorado case on February 8th. Both sides asked for quick action from the High Court. A resolution of the case the day before Super Tuesday could remove uncertainty about whether votes for the former president will ultimately count.
Fox's Jack Callahan. Today's opinion or opinions will be posted online starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, I've known Paul for many years. Oh, my. Some of the stories about Paul, maybe I should tell. No, maybe I better not.
I've known him
Because
since
they'd be
the
on me too.
late 70s, I think it is.
Yeah. To be there. When he was a deputy sheriff, line patrol guy. Another gentleman, Jimmy Henderson.
I don't remember if
Then
he
they
was
started working
deputy
drugs.
JPD at the time, but I've known him since the late 70s. I've known his family.
David, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever attended like an event, like something that's built a public? Come check out this experience, whatever. We'll have to talk about this after.
That's probably John.
Yeah, it is.
Do the honors.
Oh, yeah. On the phone with us now is John Hardister. He is running for the Commissioner of Labor, North Carolina. He's presently, he is the majority whip with the North Carolina House of Representatives, but he's decided to get into the labor market. So good morning, John.
Hey, good morning. It's great to be with you again.
Representative Hardister, this is Rayford. Labor Commissioner, does that got anything to do with birthing babies or anything?
Oh, we're going to see his picture in the elevators.
Yeah, thank goodness no. That's not in the job description. If that was, I'd be running for the wrong job.
Okay. So what do you see for Commissioner of Labor other than signing the walls there in the elevators? What else do you see that you want to push for?
Well, the number one thing is workforce development. When I travel the state, meet with businesses, that's the number one issue is the workforce. We've got to get more students to look at to a career in vocational education, trade skills, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we seem to have done a fairly decent job with our community colleges, and a lot of folks are getting into the trades as a result of it. They don't want to go to a four-year university or in a post-university career. They're interested in that. Do you see the Commissioner of Labor working hand in hand with the community colleges?
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly right. So the labor commissioner actually serves on the the state board for the community college system.
Oh, good.
That oversees all 58 schools across. Great opportunity for the commissioner to get involved with vocational education. These jobs pay these jobs to grow our economy, and they pay well. And these students can go into a career with no debt and make good money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have not seen a broke plumber in a long time. Have you?
No, I had some. I had a leak in my kitchen sink. Believe it or not, I had to call a plumber. Glad to get it fixed. They did a good job, but yeah, paid them a good amount of money.
Yep. It's not like it was in the old days. And electricians, plumbers, all those sorts of good people, and construction laborers. Those guys are getting much better paid now than they used to.
Right. That's right. We want to make labor great again.
There you go. How do you propose getting more people interested in the trades? We've got a lot of people who are still unemployed by their own desires, I guess. Is there any way to start trying to recruit them, get them back into the workplace?
Yeah, I think so. I think number one is every high school in the state should have a trade school. That used to be the case years ago, and it went away. We got to bring that back. And I think also we've got to have these career days required across the state. So every student, probably starting in middle school, will hear from the people who actually work in the trades. You know, whether it's an electrician, a plumber, an auto mechanic, a lineman, a truck driver, those workers need to go out into the schools and talk to the kids, you know, so the kids can be exposed to it. That's a big part of the problem right now is kids are not hearing about the potential to have a career in the trades, and they don't know how much money they can make.
You know, when I went to Jacksonville High School, which was a few decades ago, we had a shop class. We had home ec, which they were actually teaching because I had to take it one year, teaching people how to cook. And we had electronics class, and we had an auto mechanics class there. And people learned to do work. I took two of those three, plus a week of home ec.
Yeah, and it probably did you some good, right? And that's another thing, is financial literacy. That's actually required, but it seems like the kids are not absorbing that information as well as we were hoping for, you know, as far as how to balance a checkbook, how to save money, how interest works, how to borrow money. That's really important. And we've got to roll up our sleeves on that and make sure that it's being taught effectively. Because, I mean, you know, in society, if you don't have those basic skills, and I mean, the good news is a lot of the kids learn that at home, but some of them don't, you know, and they need to be exposed to that in school.
You know, this is not so much for labor, but it can apply a little bit to school. I had a kid running a wildlife registration form, buying a boat. He just bought a boat. He's just graduated from high school. It requires your signature on two documents. He did not know how to sign his name in cursive.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, that needs a change for sure. I know that's an interesting point that you're making there, because cursive is actually required to be taught, but it's not. There are some schools that are not teaching it. And so the question is, how do you enforce it? How do you enforce schools to do that? And that's something that we're actually talking about.
Good. I could not believe that. It's the first case I'd run across. I've seen people without an education, of course. They had to put their X down, but this guy could not. He could print it, but his mother wrote it out for him on another piece of paper, and he copied it, just drew it like it was a piece of artwork. Wild.
Right. See, that's unfortunately that's a failure of the system that we have to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Cursive is required to be taught, but a lot of schools are not teaching it. What's interesting is that there's research indicating that learning how to write in cursive can enhance your cognitive function. It helps your brain development.
Mm-hmm.
And some schools are doing it, but some are not. And that's something we have to look into.
Yeah, I always thought it was a great style. You know, it's your own, it's your signature, it's your style, is the way I always grew up, because I liked signing it.
Well, you know, I write in cursive, and it's easier. It sounds funny, but I mean, as an elected official and a politician, I write a lot of thank you letters, and I handwrite them.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to write in cursive. If you print, it's harder on your hand.
Yes, it is.
Cursive flows easier.
That's true.
And the flow is exactly what you're right there. What are the points that are you using in your campaign?
Well, aside from the workforce development, obviously the Labor Department deals with OSHA, occupational safety, keeping workers safe on construction sites. It also does inspections, obviously for the elevators, but also for other industrial equipment, like amusement rides and H2A housing, boilers, mines, and also wage and labor disputes. If there's a company where somebody's not being paid fairly, they can file a complaint with the Labor Department. That's another thing. And then another big issue now is that there are activist groups that are pushing for these new regulations in the private sector. It's up to the Labor Department to push back on that and push back on the federal government when they overstep their authority. Right now, there are these mandates that are pending before the Labor Department, and I'm fairly confident Commissioner Dobson is going to strike those down possibly today. But the key is you have to have a commissioner who has common sense that knows when to say no. And that's certainly something that a lot of people need to think about when they go vote tomorrow.
Okay. You mentioned elevators again. And I'm just thinking because I had an acquaintance about 2 or 3 years ago. He took a fall. His elevator at his private home failed. Do they have to be certified, inspected?
So that's a really good question. The answer is that the Labor Department does not do inspections on private elevators, only for commercial, but not for, and there's 25,000 commercial elevators around the state. But
wow.
For the private elevators, they're inspected, for the building code purposes, but not for, if they're not for commercial use, then they're not inspected by the Labor Department.
Well, maybe we need to get a little, because we got a lot of elevators in Onslow County, the beaches and stuff.
Right. Yes.
And that's where this one was. It just fell. Only one story, but it fell.
I think
You
it
know
was
what?
right after.
It's something we need to think about because, people can get hurt that way.
Yeah, they did.
And I would not be opposed to the Labor Department having involvement in that. Of course, it would require additional budget resources. By the way, if anybody wants the job as elevator inspector, the Labor Department is hiring. They
How
have
much you
job
paying?
openings. So if any of your listeners want to go apply on the Labor Department's website.
Wow. There you go.
Wow. Nice.
And I guess you teach them how to inspect it, right?
Yeah, they'll get certified. They'll be taught how to do it. And we do need inspectors. I was just speaking with Commissioner Dobson a few days ago, and like I said, there's 25,000 elevators in the state, and they all need to be inspected.
It'll be a lot of elevator work. It takes a lot of people, and that has to be done. All right.
It does, yeah. And they're running behind right now. They're doing a pretty good job keeping up, but they are running behind because I think they have somewhere around 40 to 50 elevator inspectors, and they have about 10, 15 openings.
Wow.
And they can, if you're an inspector, you can inspect several elevators in one day.
Sure.
But it's important, to make sure that's done. And then also the amusement rides. That's another important function. All those county fairs across the state fair, places like Carowinds. The Labor Department does inspections on all those roller coasters and rides and make sure they're safe.
And we've had, I don't know, I haven't seen one lately, but we used to have some little carnival type fair rides here from time to time.
Scary.
Yeah.
They come every year.
Yeah. Is it just once a year?
Yep, in October.
I don't get
Well,
those.
that's the county fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about over here at
The
the
little
mall.
carnival.
Oh yeah, that's several times a year. They
Yeah.
come to make a quick buck.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, John, thank you.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, John.
Good luck.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on, and I look forward to doing it again.
And,
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And when you're the labor commissioner, we'd like to have you on then too, so we can stay up to speed because we always have questions.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, I'd be glad to do it. You
Thank-
let me know, and I'll be glad to get on with you anytime.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Let's take a break. Do some weather. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Meet John Davis, a dedicated leader with a vision for Onslow County. As the mayor of Swansboro for 6 years, John has worked with people to make things happen. Now he's ready to work with you to make improvements in the county we all call home. John's platform is built on the foundations of real change. Your voice is at the center of that change. As a champion for veterans and their families, John will continue to collaborate with local, state, and national leaders to improve the lives of the veterans we love in our communities. Onslow County residents need expanded options for mental health and addiction treatment and family support. John needs your help to bring options for hope and healing to our neighbors, friends, and loved ones in need. Emergency response capability is critical to our county, and John values your input as efforts continue to ensure the safety and well-being of every resident. John is a champion for economic development and job creation. You know the jobs we need, and he wants to bring them here. Let's strive to build a thriving, prosperous community for all. Together, we can build a brighter future for Onslow County. Vote John Davis for Onslow County Commissioner. Leadership, vision, and commitment for a better tomorrow.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Davis.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back in here, and before we do weather, we got a caller. Hey, Bill, what's up?
Yeah, good morning. I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Oh, we did.
Yep.
Let's see, I was just calling. I like hearing about Heinz Farm because I think that was a good investment from what everybody is, has spoken about it. And it may their location, I think, is a pretty good one if they're going to put in a county pool there, that would bring in people there and then have them see the other stuff going on. And another thing that I remembered when, back in the 90s, they had a petting zoo out by the airport. And I know our kids enjoyed going to that and seeing that. And let's see, I don't know if that even exists anymore.
I think it's still there. The Linwood Park Zoo's there. I think it's still there.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. That was good. Yeah. That's what the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
The Linwood Park. So, but anyway, if it's something that would attract people for other reasons too, to go there, where it is a county park system, is part of the county park system already, and it's probably if you had to drive from Richlands or something further out to try and get to the beach, that it's property they already have, and putting a pool in for the instead of driving all the way to Topsail where there's no parking anyway. It hits. Yeah, I don't know. It just hit me as a pretty good location. I think the road in is a little rough going in, but it was just, I just wanted to throw that 2 cents in, I guess, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill. Have a good day.
one.
Thanks, Bill.
Spring is really close now.
It
This is
is.
the 4th of March.
It is.
I'm just 21 March is spring. It's less than 3 weeks away.
Mother Nature's
I
going to
love it.
throw a bone into it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was thinking about it last week on March 1st. Back in 1980 on March 1st, we had 7 inches of snow in Wilmington.
Good Lord.
Yeah, buddy. Spring is getting closer, and there will be more daylight at the end of the day beginning in less than a week on next Sunday. You got to set your clocks forward 1 hour. Warmer weather, longer days, a great time to get a boat, whether it's for cruising along our waterways, fishing the shallow waters of the White Oak or New Rivers, or running offshore ways to pick up some fish for dinner. Tideline Marine has a boat to fill your needs. To entertain family and friends, the plush Aloha pontoons are actually Tritoons, heavy-duty top-end Lund fishing boats, and a few really nice offshore and nearshore Aquasport center console boats. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Still foggy out there, but not quite as foggy. Small craft advisor is in effect through late tonight. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20, with gusts up to 25 late this morning and into the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, northerly winds 5 to 10, becoming easterly in the afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a light chop. Tomorrow's not looking too bad, as long as you got a decent boat. Wednesday, though, southerly winds 20 to 25 knots, gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7 feet, building to 6 to 9 in the afternoon. Near shore, seas 4 to 6 feet, sounds and rivers are rough.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 65, winds 6 to 10 miles an hour with gusts as high as 17 miles an hour. 70% chance of rain, so it's pretty good bet it's going to rain at some point today. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 49. Tomorrow, in the morning before 9, patchy fog. Otherwise, mostly sunny, high of 71. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 55. And on Wednesday, it is going to rain with up to 2 inches possible with a high of 68.
The ports of Moorhead and Wilmington are going to benefit from some federal bucks coming our way. Federal money comes from the $891 million Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. The Biden administration's choice for zero emissions operations in America's ports was boosted Wednesday with the opening of applications for $3 billion from taxpayers in the Clean Ports program. Equipment and infrastructure needs can be met that reduce mobile source emissions at U.S. ports, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. EPA Administrator Michael Reagan was in Wilmington last week to make that announcement. Tennessee ain't just sitting back doing nothing. They're deploying National Guard troops to the southern border as Republican governors continue to support Texas in its showdown with the Biden administration over immigration enforcement. Governor Bill Lee, who visited the southern border in Eagle Pass, Texas earlier this month, met with Tennessee National Guard members at Militant Tennessee Army National Guard Armory over the weekend. The initial deployment will consist of 50 members and last through March before a second wave replaces them in late spring. It was unclear where exactly they would be sent. During his visit to Eagle Pass, Lee gathered with Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, and other Republicans in a show of force to support Texas Governor Greg Abbott. It's going to come down to the states are going to have to protect the border, because the federal government is saying no. They, just like that story earlier, bad guys with guns came into the San Diego area. And then they waited at the border for more illegals to come in. And with those illegals are coming in, they got some money because they got some cartel money or money from somewhere, right? They got some money.
Exactly.
So they're robbing them. And then they go back across the border for protection. Now, what in the world? Somebody's going to have to get tough with Mexico, number one. Y'all are allowing, by not doing something, the illegals from other countries to cross into the United States. You're allowing your own bad guys with guns to get into the United States and then come back. But one of them's not going back. His body might, but he's not going back because they killed him yesterday morning early.
So true. You were talking about immigrants. Do you know that a long-planned Greensboro influx care facility scheduled to be operational in 2 weeks? And this is for immigrants. Yep, they're building a special place for them, and right now they're not allowing children into it.
And how much of my tax dollars is it going to take? All of it?
Yes, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families, Office of the Refugee Resettlement is legally required to provide for care and custody of all unoccupied children referred to ORR until they are appropriately and safely placed with the vetted sponsors. But right now they're not taking any children, but they're opening this place up in a couple of weeks.
Great.
For refugees and immigrants.
After the Federal Election Commission declined to act against Joe Biden's 2020 campaign for the laptop denying statement by 51 former intelligence officials, a conservative watchdog group is trying to force action. America First Legal sued the FEC and U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia to force the agency that polices campaign donations and spending to act. This is a strange twist here now. How does the Election Commission have anything to do with the laptop? Okay. The FEC declined to act on this, so they're getting sued. The group hopes the district court will get involved and will order the FEC to investigate. In October, the group filed the FEC complaint against the Biden for President campaign from 2020. The Biden Victory Fund, the Biden Action Fund, and the Democratic National Committee for failing to report indirect contributions from the later debunked statement by the 51 officials released on October 19th, 2020, just weeks before the November 8th election and just days before a presidential debate. The FEC has 60 days to respond to the lawsuit. So the feds, the government, got together somehow and they convinced 51 people, former investigators, former intel people, to just sign a statement that debunked all the claims that there were issues with that laptop. They signed it. It's been thrown out. Their signatures, they just said no.
Where is the laptop?
I don't know. It's in somebody's possession, federal government's possession. Probably been scrubbed by now.
I was just going to say, there's probably nothing. There's probably some FBI house letting his kid use it now.
It's just really weird. Really, really, really weird. How that group going after the FEC, Federal Elections Commission, claiming that the Biden group for running for president did not list the contributions that all of those other guys gave in debunking this laptop theory. Wow.
You know, we watch so much of it,
Weird.
there's claims made, and then we go through years of back and forth. One side says this, another side says that.
And then it'll just finally fade
and then
away.
it finally just goes away.
And speaking of Trump and Biden, Trump holds a 6-point lead over Biden among Hispanic voters, according to a new survey released yesterday. The New York Times Siena College poll, which was conducted from February 25th through the 28th, and included responses from 980 registered voters nationwide, asked respondents whom they would support in the 2024 election if it were held then, that day. Between candidates, Biden and Trump, 46% of Hispanics who responded to the poll said they would vote for Trump. 40% said they would support Biden. That's a big difference from the Biden's 2020 general election support from Hispanics. He won 59% of the Hispanic vote to Trump's 38% that year. Now he's trailing. He's gone from 59% to 40%. Trump has increased a little bit from 38% to 46%.
Well, we all know it's going to be a Trump-Biden race.
Well, yes, maybe. What about if it comes off the ballots? We're going to hear from that tomorrow.
That's right. I think they're supposed to meet. Yeah, the Supreme Court's supposed to rule today on him coming off the ballots. It was in Colorado?
Colorado is
Yes.
one of the Super Tuesday locations.
And I knew,
tomorrow.
yeah.
But there's 2 other states.
Illinois.
4 other states.
Yes. It's Super Tuesday. I think there's 16 states part of Super Tuesday?
A bunch of them. Head-to-head matchup between Biden and GOP hopeful Nikki Haley. Voters preferred Haley by 10 percentage points. Haley got 45% support among all voters, while Biden earned 35% support in the poll. So Haley could beat Biden as well. But that was only a limited number of people, 980. Haley was also ahead of Biden among Hispanic voters, 43%. In the poll said they would support the former UN ambassador, 31% who expressed support for Biden. Big old rally like we talked about earlier on yesterday in North Carolina. Wow. Big turnout.
It was a huge crowd. Sure was.
Down in Florida, homeless people in Florida are not likely going to be able to sleep in the public. In a move to keep from looking like a number of cities in California, the Republican-controlled House voted 82 to 26 Friday to make it illegal. The same legislation requires local governments to fund campsites for the homeless across the state. The Florida Senate is expected to take up a similar proposal today. The entire state of Florida had the nation's 3rd highest homeless population in 2022, with nearly 26,000 people. The same year, in the city of San Francisco alone, one city, there were nearly 8,000 people. The bill will bar cities and counties from allowing people to sleep on public property, including at public buildings and in public right-of-ways. The proposal would also allow local governments to designate certain areas for sleeping or camping if the locations meet standards established by the Florida Department of Children and Families. These designated areas would have to include restrooms and running water, security, and be alcohol and drug-free. Good luck on that one. The sites, which could only be used for a year, must also not harm the safety or value of nearby properties. During the pandemic, Tampa attempted to designate a 2-month homeless camp for homeless people. City officials said it cost roughly $60,000 per month for every 100 homeless people, about $600 per tent. That costs $720,000 per year. Expand that to include 26,000 homeless across the state of Florida.
That's a lot.
I did the math. It will cost taxpayers of Florida $16 million per year. And by the way, what kind of tent costs $600?
I'm not doing tents.
Must be either really big or very plush. So I don't know.
I'm done with tents.
Pennsylvania man, we've heard about this pregnant Amish woman who was killed.
Yes.
A man has been arrested on murder charges in the death of the pregnant Amish woman in her Pennsylvania home a week ago. 46-year-old Sean Cranston has been charged with criminal homicide of an unborn child, burglary, and criminal trespass. Pennsylvania State Police made that announcement Saturday morning after what they said was an exhaustive 5-day investigation. Cranston was jailed just before 4:30 Saturday morning. He's currently being held without bail at the Crawford County Jail. 23-year-old Rebecca Byler was 6 months pregnant at the time of her death. Investigators say she was cut on her head and neck. Cranston, the accused, is married to a 46-year-old nurse. It's not clear what, if any, relationship he had with the victim. Her 2 children, you get this now, you ready?
Yes.
Her 2 children, 2 and 3 years of age, were at home when she was murdered. Her husband and a friend arrived at the home and found her unresponsive about 12:30.
Sad. So sad. Such evilness in this world. Was you here over the weekend? Is it Mebane, North Carolina?
Mebane, North Carolina.
Mebane. I knew I'd say it wrong. One man was killed after 3 armed intruders broke into his home and demanded money. On Sunday, deputies arrived at the home on the 6,000 block of US 70 West around 12:40 a.m., where they found the victim, 58-year-old Jerry Lee Driggers, and 2 other residents inside. Investigators said during the break-in, Driggers fired a shotgun at the men, hitting one of them, but someone in the group returned fire, hitting him. And he died during surgery. So, they were able to, deputies said they found Clarence Brendan Hayes, 28 of Durham, outside in the parking lot of a business of a nearby residence. He had a shotgun wound to the abdomen and underwent surgery at a nearby hospital where he still remains. So they're still looking for a few others, but that's horrible. Somebody breaking into your home like that.
Well, glad he got off one shot.
Yes, yes.
Too bad he didn't have an automatic and could just opened up on all of them.
Yeah, a K9 track suggested 2 uninjured intruders left the scene in a car. So they're still looking for him, and sheriff's office is trying to identify them. So how scary is that?
Be pretty sure that the guy that's wounded, if he survives, he's going to be telling his story.
I would think so, because he's being charged with 1st-degree murder, 1st-degree burglary, 1st-degree kidnapping, felony conspiracy, and injury to real property.
That's a death penalty case.
Yes. Plus, he's
felony
probably got a
felony
new
murder.
He's probably got a new belly button too. I'll tell you, things like that. That's why I keep locked up all the time. Even during the daytime, I keep my house locked up.
I do too.
It's just not like it was growing up where you could run the streets all day and night.
Only time we have an unlocked door is the one that's right there right now while we're on the air.
Right.
And we know what's going to happen. Bad things come.
We know we're well prepared. Protected. Yes, that's a good word for it.
I did not know that we were running short on helium in this country.
That's what you were saying this morning.
The good news is that they have found a potential helium reservoir in Minnesota. Found it last week after drillers bored deep beneath the forest floor of the state's Iron region as supplies of the noble gas dwindle in the United States. Pulsar Helium Incorporated, a Canadian-based company, announced in a news release Thursday that its team encountered gases with concentrations of up to 12.4% helium while they were drilling. The drilling rig reached a total depth of 2,200 feet at the Topaz Project drill site. Helium concentration above 0.3% are considered economically viable. This is 12.4%.
Maybe it's all those big balloons
36 times as much.
Good.
As
Who
good.
Thought?
That'll be a rich project.
Yes.
Where's all our helium gone? I know they use it in the medicine field. I don't know exactly what for, but it's used there. And the place that I know about it being used, of course, is all these balloons. Now, I'm not talking about the Chinese balloons.
Right.
I'm not talking about those big weather balloons. I'm talking about all those little tiny balloons that we use for fun. Happy birthday.
Yes. 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 I never thought about helium, where it came when you went to go blow up some balloons.
Abraham James, he's CEO for this helium company. He said that samples are being sent to a specialist gas laboratory for full molecular composition, removal of atmospheric air is basically what that is, contamination, and isotopic characterization. He told the Minneapolis Star Tribune that nearly all helium is a byproduct of natural gas production, but the lesser gas isn't a priority for these companies. So helium, they're drilling for natural gas, and you get helium, or you separate the two of them. But this company they're out there looking for helium.
Wow. Looking for helium. Oh, no. I don't know what to tell you. I guess if you're going to have any birthday parties, you're going to have to do all the blowing up the balloons yourself.
That's right. Hot air should do it.
Nope. Nope, not happening.
I hear we could. Oh, I don't know. Hot air rises, so you don't like those gas-filled balloons.
Where are we going with this?
We just get a bunch of politicians out there and blow them up.
I knew it.
Oh,
well, after the commercial, I'm going to talk about paid parking on the beaches. You know that started March 1st?
Oh, boy.
Wait till you hear some of these rates.
You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
In planning for Onslow County's future, finding the right balance between progress and preservation is key. We aim to support growth without sacrificing our agricultural heritage and strong neighborhoods. To make sure we grow responsibly, let's use new taxes wisely. This means tackling challenges like improving essential services, protecting the environment, and ensuring quality education. Tony Padgett stands out as the sole candidate with a unique combination of experience, having served both as a Board of Commissioners chairman and a dedicated employee of Onslow County. A lifelong resident of Onslow County, Tony's unwavering commitment to public service is marked by utmost honor and streamlined yet robust local government is the well-being of Onslow County citizens. Choose Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner, a our community's future. Paid for by Tony Padgett for Onslow Commissioner.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Okay, we're back, and you had a story there you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
talking about March 1st. Get ready. Of course, it's already come and gone, but the beaches are starting their paid for parking again.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Beach, $6 an hour.
Whoa.
Or $25 per day.
What?
Holden Beach, $4 an hour up to 4 hours, or $20 a day, or $80 a week. Then we have Curry Beach, $5 an hour, $20 a day, $100 per week. Oak Island, $5 an hour, $20 a day, $80 a week. Sunset Beach, $10 a day at the pier. Fisherman Park free with purchase of a fishing ticket, though. So there you go. Surf City ranges from $3 an hour to $5 an hour, depending on the lot. You can purchase weekly passes. Topsail Beach, $5 an hour, up to 4 hours, $25 a day. Riceville Beach, $5 an hour, $25 a day, and $150 a week. Oh,
I remember when it was a dime.
$6 an hour in the premium lots.
I remember when it was a dime in Riceville Beach, and when they ran it up to 25 cents, there was an outpour.
I am so thankful that we've got county accesses where you can park for free, and you have facilities there. Yeah, be there early. But there's like 4 of them at North Topsail, I believe. But thank goodness for that, because, since we've allowed so much growth on the beach, there's very little areas that you can actually park at. Yep. And because the county provides us with free parking, I am so
Now,
forever
I'll tell you one thing. When you go to North Topsail, and I'm sure other beaches too, they will have no parking alongside the road. They'll have signs there, and you will get a ticket.
Yeah.
Which will cost you more than it costs to park in a parking lot.
If you park in front of a sign that says no parking, you deserve, you earn that ticket.
You get a double fine there.
It's going to cost you more than $6 an hour.
Yeah. There's one known eyewitness to the university housemate who overheard sounds of a struggle and came face to face on the night 4 undergrads were stabbed to death in Moscow, Idaho. By the time the case goes to trial, years will have passed with potential implications for her memory of the events. That's what they're counting on. Meanwhile, the guy who's charged with it, Brian Koberger's defense team, has bought more time to build up an alibi and pour over vast amounts of evidence. Latah County District Judge John Judge, oh man, how would you like to have a name like Judge and you be a judge? Judge John Judge is still weighing scheduling and a defense motion to have the trial moved to another county, and the victims' families are still waiting for justice.
Judge.
It is a death penalty case, by the way. After Koberger's arrest at the end of December 2022, a trial had been penciled in for October 2023. Koberger waived his right to a speedy proceeding, postponing the trial. More recently, prosecutors requested a trial date for this June, but the defense asked for more time to prepare, seeking a date no earlier than the summer of 2025. No, and no. You've had time. You've been on the team. You've got a team. Sorry.
That's crazy. Hey, do you remember back when that Malaysian airliner, the MH370, crashed and disappeared?
Sure do.
There is now a private company that says that they think they can pinpoint it exactly when that plane went down. And government officials in Malaysia said on Sunday that they'd be open to resuming the search for the aircraft. This is going to be interesting. I remember when that happened. I mean, I was so in for weeks.
And I still see follow-ups on it from time to time, and I've read a bunch about it, a bunch of stories about it. Some guy found parts of it washed up on the ocean, many, many miles away from the flight path.
Right.
It's weird.
Well, there was 12 crew members and 227 people on that plane, and it just disappeared. I mean,
the theories are still out there. It was going north, basically a northward course,
right,
and then suddenly turned and moved southward, not the same direction it came from, but a sort of a southwestward course.
Right.
And they had a flight path, and they finally got some military radar that had it tracked, and then it suddenly just disappeared from radar.
This private company called Ocean Infinity They're looking at, they think they've pinpointed it. So, I really hope so, though. I really hope they're able to find it to give all the
Closure.
family closure.
Absolutely. Hey, Joy, what's up?
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing
Good morning,
fine, and you?
Joy.
I'm pretty good, thank you. Good morning, Lee. I was just going to reference something that Mr. Hardis just said about the community colleges. Remember when it first began when Dr. James Leroy Henderson, it was called Onslow Technical out there on Highway 17 South?
I do.
That's what and most of it was technical. And then through the years, of course, we got the college over here, and we became a college where we incorporated where you could take 2 years here and transfer the credits to other schools.
Yes.
Well, when I was working there, we had a lot of technology programs, and for whatever reason, and I don't know because when I retired, I don't know really what happened, but before I retired, we had like automotive technology, auto body, welding, electronics, diesel, all sorts of stuff like that. Well, when you think about today, the automotive business, the way the cars are built now, you don't really have a lot of people that can work on those type of vehicles.
Specialty.
So it seems like maybe we need to sort of backtrack and refocus on some of that. And it would, the jobs that we create to have these kids
You're right.
take classes.
And the outboard motor classes.
Yes, and they had and they had evening classes. They could do that to continuing education. I mean, they have different programs. I think they added a line class with continuing ed where you work there and you get whatever, and then you go on and you get your job at Jones Onslow or wherever.
That's right.
I forget. I think it's Jones Onslow. But they had added some things, but the basic stuff it seems like we've gotten away from, and I think somebody really needs to sort of focus on that more than what, I mean, I know they need their education, but so many students, the funny part about working at the college, you want to go away to college and it's going to cost you so much money. What time you go to your first year of college, you're flunked out because you partied that whole year and you end up back at Coastal in the first place. And it's a lot cheaper. And people need to realize that we have a good school here and other counties also, but where this college has lacked for several years is, I know that academic is very important, but also with technology is very important, but athletics brings students in, and we don't seem to have any around that can like draw. A lot of people that want to come to Coastal wouldn't go to Coastal because they wanted to play the baseball, so they went to Pitt. Just different things that.
Well, now they can come to Coastal and still play baseball during the summertime with the Jacksonville Ospreys.
And that's what I was going to say. What I also was going to say was that would be another partnership that they ought to look into. And also, there's a lot of tournaments that could be played there that money could be made, revenue could be brought in. If that Osprey team, I don't know how their operations are going to work. But then also, in addition to that, what Paul was saying about the multi-complex, you've got to have money to build what needs. I mean, you've got to spend it. I mean, that's just plain and simple. But the revenue that soccer tournaments would bring in and basketball tournaments and baseball tournaments, they would eventually pay off because through the years I've traveled all over the state because we never had anything here. And JASA, I think it's JASA.
Joy, we're running out of time real fast here. We got to pay a few bills.
But anyways, there's stuff there. We just have to spend money. That's all there is to it.
Yep, I agree. All right, thank you, Joy. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solidtech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories writing, and we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, Main Street, downtown Maysville. T-bone steak, $8.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin is only $8.99 a pound. London broiled is $4.59 a pound. How about boneless fryer breast, just $1.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $2.59 a pound. Fresh fryer leg quarters, 59 cents a pound, sold in 10-pound bags. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm Chicken. Over in produce, County Gold cantaloupes, $2.99 each. Extra large white seedless grapes, just $2.99 a pound. Crisp green cabbage is only 79 cents a pound. You get 2 3-pound bags of small Yukon Gold or red potatoes for just $5. And fresh blueberries are only $3.99 a pint. And you get a 1-pound package of Florida strawberries for just $3.99 a pound. And you get 3 12-ounce size, 12 packs of Cocoa Sprite for just $14. That's 3 12 packs of the 12-ounce size of Sprite or Coke for $14. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street, Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Okay, it's not going to do a rejoin there, so we'll just open the mic and start talking.
I was like,
Coming
oh,
up
it got
tomorrow, who do we
quiet.
have?
Tomorrow we have Kristen McPeters. She's with the Boys and Girls Club, and she's going to be coming in to tell us some exciting news.
Oh, good.
Branching out into Duplin also.
Excellent.
So we've been trying to get someone from the Boys and Girls Club on for a while. So this is going to be great.
This will be fun.
Yes.
Don't forget, tomorrow is election day. Polls open at 7:30 in the morning. They close at
6:30.
6:30 in the morning. They close at
7:30. You had it right, just reversed.
Just reversed it. But anyway, they're open early.
All 24 polls.
Kelly's not going to be with us tomorrow. She's going to be pole walking
Yes.
or pole dancing. one
I'll
or the
be
other.
doing that after
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an important election. 6 something percent have voted so far.
6.5
of the registered voters here in Onslow County. You need to do better than that. So flock to the polls tomorrow, please. We don't need one of those 13 to 16, 18% turnouts. That's not giving a fair representation for all of the voters here in this county, all the residents in this county. For the registered voters, get out and vote. And if you have to keep the polls open until 10 o'clock tomorrow night, that's okay. If you're standing in line, they will be open. So get
That's
on out
right.
there, take an umbrella.
Yes, you're going to need one today. Periodic showers, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow is.
Tomorrow's election day.
I need a nap already. I
So
really
get
do.
on
I'm
out and
tired.
vote. So, as residents of Onslow County will be heard loud and clear and not just a select
Yes.
few.
That's right. Not just a select few. And if you go on our Facebook page, yesterday we listed the link that you can go to voter search, look up your registration. You can pull a sample ballot from there so you'll be familiar with it before you go to the polls. And it also lists all 24 precincts, polling places, and the addresses.
And your sample ballot will tell you basically where you have to go vote.
That's right, because there's 3 different ballots in Onslow County because of the state house districts. You've got Carson Smith, Phil Shepherd, and George Cleveland. So depending on where you live, you will have one of those 3 on your ballot.
That's it. Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow morning bright and early. As always, have a good rest of your day. It's foggy until about noon at least today. And it's not real hot outside. It's not real cold. It's not going to be much warmer today than it is right now.
Right.
But anyway, we will see you in the morning. Have a good rest of your day and be safe. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. See you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Supreme Court has